Hello, everybody. Wow, I'm almost at 100 subscribers. This is an exciting day for me. Thank you to all my subs. Very exciting, very encouraging. It's really given me kind of a new zest to be creative in life, and it's a nice kind of social aspect that I didn't realize I was missing. So I really appreciate all of you guys. Big hearts. I can do the mini one. I'm not the best at doing this. My husband and I actually try to do this sometimes too, but we just laugh. But love you guys. Thank you for being here and watching. Today I thought I would do, in honor of almost 100 subs, just kind of a fun talking voiceover on a quick idea that I had using a Pop-Tart box. I don't know if you guys have kids or yourself and you just love to get the Pop-Tarts at the big value sale. So these nice big boxes I thought would work good for something, and I hate to waste if I don't have to. And then I also picked up this awesome it's like a place in time, but it's a decorative mesh. I got it for 50 cents at a thrift store, and it's brand new. So I thought, hey, with the little hot glue, which we have, hopefully I have enough sticks. I have a mini one, which actually I hate. I just can't find my bigger glue stunt, or my bigger glue gun. So we're gonna go with mini today. I have 5. One's in here, and I have 4. So I'm hoping that's enough. And then the other reason you need the scissors is to cut off the ends. So let's get to it. We are going to make this into a utensil holder. I'll show you what I want to put in it. I have all of these really tall utensils, which annoy me to a great extent in my utensil holders because they're too long, too tall, too pokey. I want them, but I don't want them in my utensil. I kind of have like a silver gray basket. So I'm going to put these in here instead, and I thought that would be kind of a nice way to not always get stabbed by them when I'm trying to do that. So let's get to it. Just gonna cut off the ends. I really don't need this excess. I would fold it in, but we just don't need it. So let's get rid of them. We're gonna hide this Pop-Tart box with the mesh, so it should look a lot better. And at least we didn't have to buy a new Tupperware container or a utensil holder, which we always break ours. We always get the Pioneer Woman ones that are like ceramic, and I don't know, they always end up getting broken. So now all we're gonna do, and you could use basically anything, right, to put on whatever you have around. You could do material, you could do plarn. I've seen people plarn it. To me, that takes a lot of work just for this, but right now I'm noticing, sorry, I'm getting over a cold myself, that this is gonna be a little see-through, so we're gonna have to do a couple layers. But being that I bought this for 50 cents, I'm okay with that. So maybe if you had something a little not so see-through, yours will work better. But this is what I'm going with today. So we're just gonna see how many coats I need, and then I'll glue gun it. Yeah, this is gonna be a little see-through, I can tell. This is a lovely Pop-Tart. And I might actually have to cut down because this mesh is a little short, if you can see. So you might have something that works a little bit better. But I just thought, what a great idea just to take one of these really nice, they're so sturdy, these boxes, and put it to good use for something. So I guess I would probably go at least around twice with this, maybe even 3 times. Hate to waste all of it. I was kind of hoping to use it for something else, but I don't want this to be see-through. Yeah, I think 3 is better than 2. I can still kind of see it. Yeah, that sounds good. I think we got 3 on every side. Does that look right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's stop when we get here. It's interesting, this mesh kind of sticks together. It's kind of unique. I don't know if you guys have worked with mesh before. I have not, but I couldn't resist it at the thrift store for 50 cents, brand new. That's a good bargain. All right, boy, and this mesh really sticks well together, so this will be nice. I think I'll just double it instead of having to roll it 3 times over. I don't want to waste the hot glue. Pardon my bumping the camera. So I'm just gonna actually wrap this 3 times. It's kind of a hot mess here. Didn't know this would be so complicated. As you can see, this mesh is like sticking to itself. It's really catchy, which is really kind of interesting. I haven't worked with this texture, so this will be a new thing for me. Kind of fun, right? Widen the horizons a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of try to even as much as I can, because I only want to glue this thing once. And I think the nice thing about layering this will be that we don't see the glue underneath, because we kind of want it to look like it just came like that and not that we had to glue it, right? Okay, well, that looks pretty good. Let's see if we have enough room to wrap. Yeah, And that's going to be the tough part. Wherever you have it, there's going to be a seam. Depends how much you care about that. This will just kind of go at the back for me. But at least it's got a nice kind of body to it. So I'm not going to get overly crazy with this. I am just going to start gluing. And hopefully you got your little glue gun already hot. And I'm just going to maybe do the odd end out here so we can hide the ends the most. And we're just going to, as I do it, I'm going to put it down because it really dries fast. I don't know if you've noticed, but with glue gun, it's like the stuff just goes so fast. And I always burn myself through it, so try not to burn yourself. It's going to be a little short, so I guess we better cover the bottom more than the top. I could kind of pull it up a little bit. If we need to, we can just cut off the top, so no big deal. That'll be our starting base. And I'm just going to kind of tape it underneath as I fold it. And I guess I'll just worry about the bottom because I can cut the top if I need to make sure we're not showing our Pop-Tart box. Trying to kind of go fast with this just to show how you don't have to waste too much time, but the faster you go, it's not going to be as great. And I'm putting a little bit more than I would normally, but it's 3 pieces of mesh, so I'm kind of hoping it's going to go through all 3 layers. And hopefully you have a better glue gun than I have. My daughter used our big one, and I don't know where it went, but it was a lot better than this one. This mini one is not my favorite, and I try not to use it if I don't have to. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just going to hold our utensils. Or hold whatever you want. I mean, people use these sometimes to hold like toilet paper in the bathroom if you don't want to use those metal ones. It can hold books. It's really strong. That's the nice thing. It will hold pretty much anything you put in it. So it depends what you don't have a holder for. It's nice to use stuff around the house so you don't have to buy something every time you need a storage container. It's hard on a budget nowadays, and we're a big family on one income, so try to not have to buy as many things as possible. But it's been really fun just on this YouTube journey here, exploring all the different ideas for things, and I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you're coming up with your own ideas at home too, and kind of taking some time to be creative. It's kind of fun when you don't normally do these things. You just kind of go through the mundane, not always mundane, but the responsibilities of life, and you kind of forget to take some time out for yourself and kind of get out of your bubble. It's fun to just kind of explore in your mind things that you're not normally doing because you're just kind of doing your daily tasks that need to be done, if that makes any sense. Got some glue gun on here. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you again. Almost 100 subs. Who would have thunk? It's been a lot of fun seeing your comments and seeing all the likes. It's just kind of fun to connect with people that you don't know and you don't see. And, we're from a small town, so it feels like you kind of widen your horizons a little bit and connecting with people and sharing good music. I don't know if you've noticed on my channel, but I always try to put some of my favorite songs or favorite singers. I love music. It just feeds the soul. And I just have so many good memories with so many different songs throughout my life. So it's kind of a piece of me. And I'm sure you feel the same way. Music really is powerful and changing, and just brings me a lot of joy to put in some of my favorite songs and just little artsy craftsy things I'm doing just to kind of make it more me. It'll be nice when we're over this cold. Our whole family's been trying to get over this cold. I pray you're not sick right now, and that your family is healthy. It's been a rough one for our family. We seem to kind of catch everything these days. But just hang in there and survive, and hopefully our immunities will get stronger. Yeah, this glue gun is terrible. Get yourself a nice glue gun, and if you've lost yours like mine, I do have bigger glue sticks, but I can't find the glue gun. Otherwise, I would be using that too, because this mini one, it's really mini just to kind of have it be portable, but for quality, it's terrible. So imagine yourself getting this done twice as fast, and not such a hassle by having a nice glue gun. Hopefully it's just enough glue to keep my layers of mesh in here. Let me know in the comments if you guys had something other that you could use to put on it. This is just kind of what I thought of when I saw this mesh, but I'm sure there'd be a lot of better textiles, and like I said, fabric would be nice too. This, you know, with the doubling, at least you can't tell the glue underneath, which is kind of cool. I'm liking that part. I'm already getting a sore hand from trying to work this mini glue gun, but hopefully you have a better one. It seems to be kind of sticking too, which is nice. Definitely going to have to cut off the top. I think the bottom will be fine. You know, if it's standing down, it's not going to be majorly noticeable. And trying to die to my perfectionism, so I'm not going to care that it's a little bit crooked. I'm going to try to shove some of this in here to really get it good for the material. Kind of hold that down. Parts I care about more, try to hold. The rest of it should stick enough. I'm going to really try to go slow on the sides because I don't want this seam to be major obvious. I mean, we're not going for perfection, but we can try to go for the best we can do, right? That's what my parents always taught me. Do your best. So I want to at least do my best. Hope you're enjoying the weekend. It's a really hot weekend, so it's nice to be inside doing crafts. We did go out a little bit just for some vitamin D to kind of help with our cold, but you gotta kind of rest up when you're trying to get over these nasty viruses here. Well, it's sticking, I think, enough. I mean, I guess if you have the glue, why not glue it up, you know, more, right? It's really nice on this mesh. I don't know if you can tell, but you can't see it. It's really kind of a clean break. It's nice. So I'm gonna try to just do a little bit more inside here. But you get the general idea, you know, glue something down, material. And like I said, I've seen different channels where they've plarned, you know, braided kind of ropes around, you know, different containers and stuff. And that was really cool too. That just takes a lot. And I haven't stocked up on my plarn, so I'm kind of, I have a ton of bags and no plarn. But if you've seen my channel, it takes a while to plarn. That's why I have a glass of wine and make a night of it, because it's sputsy. It feels great when you're done and you got a whole bunch of free yarn to show for it, but you got to set aside a nice chunk of time. And who's always got the time, right? Am I wrong? Okay, this is looking pretty good. At least the stuff seems to just kind of rip right off, which is nice. I'm really liking this mesh. I'm going to have to work with this more. All right, so we got our nice even, should stay on enough. Now I'm going to cut the top off because we don't want the Pop-Tart showing. So my glue is, hopefully this is going to cut okay down. It's a little, mesh should kind of fold under too. So I guess if we just get a nice cut right below, it should be good enough. I'm trying to kind of do this in real time for you so you can kind of see how long it actually takes to do this. I like to speed up a lot of mine because it's just fun for me personally to watch them. I don't always have the time or want to take the time. In fact, I might even cut these and bend them in because this is really hard to cut. I don't know if you've tried cutting this stuff, so I might just bend it in and maybe glue it back to kind of have it like reinforced. So I'm just going to cut down and push in. Like how I'm just kind of winging it as I go here. You can straighten it too. I mean, it doesn't have to be crooked. It's a little hard to bend. This is some thick cardboard. So if we just cut down so far past where the mesh stops, or whatever fabric you use, that's as good as cutting it down because I just wanted to kind of hide it. And I guess if I had to, I could either glue stick the cardboard down, or I could, which if you've seen my channel, I love to use tape. So I could use some Gorilla Tape. And that would tape nicely. I don't mind showing white. I think I'd like the white tape more than all of this. This is where I would normally fast forward, but I'm celebrating. Yay, 100 viewers. 100, well, not views, 100 subs. It's pretty awesome. I mean, I don't sub a lot myself, so I understand why people just don't sub, because it does kind of, you know, clutter up your YouTube when you're trying to find certain people that you look at a lot and you can't because you got so many subs. I get it. I totally get it. But I do appreciate you. Whoever has been out there subbing to me, I really appreciate you because I know what it means. And since I've been doing this, I actually sub a lot more because I realize what it means to people now, because I'm a YouTuber myself and I didn't used to be. I don't know if you're like me in the olden days where you just got the email and you didn't even know you had a YouTube channel that came with it. Now this end is really, this is like twice as thick. If you see, this is kind of where the seam of the box is, so that's really hard to cut. I'm going to cut on this side. Maybe your piece of material or mesh or whatever you decide to use will be a better fit, and you won't even have to mess with this, because we could have just been done. If none of this showed, imagine if this wasn't here, you'd be done. One and done. You could make this as easy or as hard as you want, but since I'm going to see this through, I'm going to keep cutting here. And I'm probably going to Gorilla Tape because this blue is very bright and tacky, and they're going to pop up when I'm putting my utensils in and out. I don't want it to be an annoyance. I'm trying to do this to not be annoyed with my utensil holder, having these really long utensils that just do not fit in the utensil holder I have. And I have a little one too, but it's only for kind of like spatulas and scrapers and marinating little, cutesy doodad ones. These babies are metal and big and pokey, and every time I reach in, I'm like poking myself. So I was trying to make it a box that can hold specific ones that honestly I don't use a ton. All right, well, if we're looking at it now, we're not looking through, we're not going to see anything, which is great. But here, this looks terrible. So I'm going to go get my Gorilla Tape. I didn't have that with me, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got my handy dandy Gorilla Tape, which I just love. I don't know if you knew from one of my other posts, but I got it for my husband's big 40 box memory box I made, and I needed it. So I've just been kind of using the leftovers, but it's been a lot of fun. I can use it for like everything, so I don't even mind how much it costs me. So I'm just gonna put this in here. In fact, it'd probably be easier if I did little ones first, and then I can always go around it just to kind of get them down. So if you don't mind the look of the inside, you could call it done, but I kind of mind it, so I'm gonna just tape this just to get it out of the way, like so. Pretty basic, right? We're on each side. And if we want, I actually have some of this mesh that I could probably like fold around. I mean, it's already at the bottom, so I hate to pull it up too far, but it's a little above that I could maybe just hot glue the tips around. Yeah, that might make it look a little nicer. If you don't have Gorilla Tape, I'm sure you could use just regular packing tape, or I don't know, masking tape might work. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of great luck with tape. Tape always comes out for me. But when I've used Gorilla Tape, this stuff is just, it's like it sounds. It is Gorilla strong. Does not come out. I can really mess with it and it's not gonna come apart. So I've just been willing to pay the price that it costs because it's worth it. And it's come in handy so many times, numerous times, that now it's kind of like the only tape I use. Okay, so we have them all taped down. That looks better already. You can't tell, but now the inside, obviously we don't want it to look like this. So I think what I'll do is just tape the corners, and then I'm gonna try to hot glue since I do have some left. It's actually leaking on my table right now. Now that this is pressed in, this should be a little easier to go around. I'm just going to, I don't know if I can do this so you can see it, but I'm just gonna go around, to make this look a little nicer inside. And it is very sticky, so a word of caution. And you do kind of have to just pull it off if it gets onto something. So I'm used to it now. It kind of rips, not your skin, but you kind of feel it take a little bit off of you. It's that strong. I don't know if you guys have worked with this tape before. I just kind of wanted to make it look a little nicer. Maybe one more round. Put down a little bit. It almost would be nice to line this whole thing, but then I feel like it defeats the purpose of having a nice, free, easy, cheap gift. Then you're putting so much Gorilla Tape. I don't know. Yeah. It'd be nice to go down one more. I did leave a little part there, so I might just get that first. Just noticing. Like I said, I'm trying to die to my perfectionist personality trait, but it's not always something I win. Sometimes I compromise. I don't go crazy, but I don't probably stop when I could and then it would be better than continuing on. So this part I just noticed I missed here. Just gonna even this out. All right, so now at least the whole lining goes to the top like that. I'm just gonna do one more further down. This is probably a little short now. I might save that for something else. Try to get a longer piece so you don't have to go back like me. If you get a longer piece, it'll go all the way around the whole square here. And if you have excess, great. Just don't want to be short. Then you leave one of it, you know, one of the little parts open, and that's not great. I think it works best when I put it in the box. I'll just put it in here and try to. It helps if you tape on the tape, I've noticed, because one, you can pull off and it looks better if you're crooked, because I'm kind of not as great with getting it exact, but I can pull it off the tape more than I can on the cardboard, and it just looks better when you mess up on the white than it does on whatever. Uh-oh, see, now I'm getting stuck. This is your risk when you do that. I don't know if I can pull this apart. How much muscle do you got? It's probably gonna pull off my thing here just trying to do this. This is how strong this stuff is, real time. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, let's see if we can salvage it here. Kind of got a little crimp, not terrible. All right, this probably went a little long, but I was trying not to get it too short. Just can't win, right? You get it too short or too long. So pick your poison, is that what they say? Or pick your, you know, least favorite scenario. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm telling this to myself too, but I'm telling this to you in case you do this at home and it doesn't go perfect. To not be too hard on yourself. All right, just pressing in the tape. Well, and you know, at least you see kind of the top is layered with the Gorilla Tape. Doesn't have to go all the way down, because then, you know, that's a lot of money. Gorilla Tape is expensive, and this is just, after all, a glorified box, right, for utensils. So I'm just gonna glue this. Still got my glue over here, which is Drippy Dripperson. I might use a piece of stuff to get that off. All right, I don't know how this is gonna glue on the mesh. And actually, I don't want this to pull down. I think before I do that, I'm gonna make sure that the stuff is sticking. Be careful, it's hot. I burn myself all the time. So I'm telling you and myself at the same time. I hate when I get on the nail too, that's the worst. All right, and it's kind of hot. It's been cooking for a while, so I need to like press it with something. I'm gonna press it with this. I'm tired of burning myself. Okay. Let's put a little more here. Press it with that. I'm sick. I don't want to be burning myself. Do I have to? I don't think so. There's got to be somebody must have some kind of invention where you can just push the glue down and we don't have to burn ourselves, because I'm always burning myself. You know of something out there that you can press it down. See if I can make sure I'm covering the blue here. I'm getting a little high up. I don't want the blue to show. That's the tacky part. Right? We want it to look like we bought it at Pier 1 or bought it at Bed Bath & Beyond, right? No, it's definitely homemade craftsy. You have to be okay with it not being store-bought. So if you got the money and you can go to Hobby Lobby or go to Pier 1 or Bed Bath & Beyond and all those, more power to you. This is for us trying to save a buck, living paycheck to paycheck, and trying to make things work with what you got. And on a fixed income. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say fixed. That's more of like a senior Social Security. We need to reference that. They're really working on a hard one. Mine is just a one income for a family of 7. So ours is a little less, where we have money you can just throw out the window on a utensils holder, you know? All right, so it's kind of down enough. And I really don't have a ton to go over. I have enough. So let's go with the biggest, bulkiest stuff first. I have not glued on Gorilla Tape before, so this will be a first. Let's see how it works. See if it sticks. I really don't know. I want to make sure I'm not pulling. Okay, it looks like it's fine. So it's a little cumbersome here. Hopefully you can see a little bit of it. kind of like it how it waves. It's kind of a nice kind of wavy gravy on there. That's kind of cool. And I think I need, oh, I think I'm down to my last glue stick. I could be wrong, but. So that took me 5 mini glue sticks in case you're kind of, whoops, I didn't even get close to what I was going to tape. I didn't realize this was so far. Well, the good thing is you can always kind of come back with it too. That's one nice thing. So let's put a little bit here. I'm going to try to intentionally kind of do a little wavy gravy here, kind of make it like it's a design and not just the excess. Yeah, you're the only one that has to like it. This is going to be in your kitchen, right? I like blue, so this mesh caught my eye, not only for its value, but it was new, and I haven't worked with this, so I like to try new things. And you can't resist a bargain, right? Okay. Hopefully you got a little bit of a view of this here. And if you have excess, you can wrap it around too, so it's kind of a complete look. Really kind of only getting the top layer because the other one's not quite long enough, so I'm just kind of letting that hang. All right, I like it though. It's a nice look. It's affordable. And that again is too far. See if I can't push it down. Yeah. If not, it's just gonna have to waste. There we go. Go really close to the edge. Maybe your piece of fabric or whatever you pick, your mesh will fit perfectly and you won't have to mess with any of this. Your job will have already been done. It's over. You're able to put it on. It was one and done. I'm praying it'll be easier for you than it is for me, but I don't mind it. It's kind of fun. You just wing it, right? Go with it. Getting a lot of super glue on me, but that's all right. It's gonna be worth it in the end. I'm not gonna poke myself with all of my big metal utensils that I need and I do use and I want. I just don't want to poke myself getting them out and then poke myself trying to get another utensil. We have kind of a tinier kitchen, so we don't have room to, you know, I've seen them in those fun kitchens in movies and things where they have them all hanging. That would be ideal. Then you don't have to share a big old Tupperware drawer, but gotta do what you gotta do. So it doesn't have to be perfect. And let's just say that because mine isn't perfect. I'm telling myself this. Okay, well, we've made a complete mess of all this glue. Let's look at the final product. I don't know, what do you think? Hey or nay? Seems like it was worth it for me. It's only a couple minutes. I guess if I was annoyed and bugged with all these little flaps up, I could put these down too. Do still have some hot glue, which unfortunately I probably am going to do because it is kind of already driving me crazy, and let's not get OCD with it, right? But I don't want it to bug me that I didn't do like the last final touches. Actually, it kind of makes it go with the little wavy side. That looks better than just hanging out, right? That's a little less kind of ghetto, less, you know, like I just whipped this up. But it's fun. I like to have artsy kind of creative things around that you can say you made yourself. And just go and buy it. Maybe that's because you can't always buy it. So, gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. I appreciate you watching with me, and hopefully it's satisfying for you, like I'm hoping it's gonna be for me when I put all of the utensils in. That's gonna be the money, as they say, and that's gonna be what all this was for. I'm gonna really have to wash my hands after all this hot gluing, but it's worth it. As long as it doesn't show everywhere. I like when this stuff is dry, it just flakes right off. On some of my other projects, I've noticed that. So even if I put too much, it just comes right off, so who cares? I'd rather have it be stickier than not sticky enough and then it comes off, and you know, what's worse? Yeah, kind of looks wavy like the ocean. Oh, getting low. Low on my glue stick. And I think that was my last mini anyways, because my other one is a big one. I forget, I know there's some kind of trick. I think my daughter's always pushed like a pencil in here to kind of push it. So, I mean, I'm going to do the old push it from here thing, but pretty good. Actually, I think I'm done anyway, so this worked out pretty nice. I think I got all of what I need to. Hopefully you had a better glue gun than me, or have a better one, so when you do this, if you try something like this, it'll work for you. Yeah, this is probably the only corner that looks a little kind of bow funky here. Let's see if I can't get that looking a little better. Yeah, a little neater on the ends. Okay, after all, it's just a little box, fun box to put my utensils. It's not a vase with pretty flowers. It's gonna have kind of, in my opinion, ugly utensils that are just too big and pokey to put in my normal one. Okay, well, the end of the glue gun, I'm gonna unplug that so I stop melting glue over here on my table. And now, we got kind of a wavy top, which I like. I think it looks good. A lot of glue stick stuff to clean up later, but we'll see if it was worth it. All right, and look at that. The glue just comes right off, the hot glue. I love it. Okay, let's do this. This will be if it was satisfying or not, huh? So here's my really tall, tongs and a flipper. We got our oil drainer Fisher thing, and I don't really know what we use this poker for. One of our cake spreaders. I have more, but I kind of wanted just to show these big old awkward, utensils would fit nicely in here. Can you see? These are just so big and so tall, and typically I stab myself with this when I'm trying to go in and get something else. So now, here we go. We got its own little container. Not too shabby, and what you can kind of see from the side anyways shows the white. I don't know, I like it. For being free and only taking me a couple minutes, however long this video ended up being. I think we're at about 15 minutes. Not bad, right? It's not the worst way to spend 15 minutes. Well, thanks so much for joining me, and thanks again for subbing. I really appreciate you guys being with me on my creative journey. It's just been a lot of fun, and thanks so much for subbing. Almost 100 viewers. How exciting. All right, well, blessings on your weekend, and have a great day. Bye-bye.